people, welcome to the podcast Stop Crying Poser. Right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. We do this podcast every single Friday right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. The exact time right now is in fact 3:30 p.m. I don't know if we've ever, well, at least in the past 6 months, I don't think we've ever done a podcast and actually done it on time. So that's good for me and good for you because I want to go eat pizza after this podcast. Shout out to everyone who we got in here live who gave me a, oh, hell yeah, brother. Late bloomer, iBook Boy UK, Mr. Jesus 27, Bruce Wayne 27. Too many 27s. Liam Love and Skate, Ron, stop it. Grog, Love My Toe, Low Key, Venus Die Traps. I appreciate you guys for being here. We don't have that many topics because it wasn't the most eventful week. My week was actually really, really stressful because I thought I had this health insurance shit figured out. I waited until the very last second to do it. And if you don't live in America, let me explain to you how horrible this is. If you don't get health insurance by, I think it's January 15th, then you just don't get it for the rest of your life. You got to get it by January 15th or it's over. No second chances. So I didn't know that. I got all these fucking letters. My spam, turns out my spam email folder was blowing up of like, oh, final deadline, don't forget. Well, guess what? It's fucking spam. You're spamming me. And when you send 1,500 emails in 3 days, it's probably not going to make it because you look like you're doing something scammy. And then you log in and you find out it is one big fucking scam. So I think this year I made like $1,000 less than last year. And I guess that just fucked up everything. It makes no sense. So here's what makes no sense. I made less money this year than I made last year. Because probably from cake muscle sales. There was more cake muscle sales last year. Everything else is pretty good. I made less money. They made my monthly bill 10 times higher. 10. They took it and times it by 10. They added a zero to my fucking monthly price. And I was like, what? Don't you see that I have less money? How, why? Why would you do this? So I'm on the phone with this. They say, well, that's their problem. I call them. They say, that's your problem. I call them. And I get a call from fucking, I didn't get a call. I got a letter from the welfare office of Nevada. And I'm like, what? Welfare? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, so you applied for a Medicaid or something. I'm like, no, the fuck I didn't. And they're like, yeah, well, we're going to deny it. And I was like, yes, no shit. Yeah, I'm aware. Good. No shit, you're going to deny it. And they're like, it was just a bunch of bullshit that they were fucking me. Like, I make way too much money to ever be on some government assistance. But for some reason, the process I went through automatically applied me. And I called them. I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, yeah, they automatically applied you. And now I'm going to deny you. And I was like, good, I guess. Because I didn't fucking apply anyway. Can you imagine if anything else in the world was like that? If I was just walking down the street and somebody's like, hey, you want to fly in a plane to Canada? I go, no, I don't want to go to Canada right now. I'm on my way to go get an ice cream bar. Well, good, because your ticket's canceled, asshole. And then they run away. You'd be like, what the fuck was that guy's problem? Oh, meth is getting really bad in this city. Oh, I didn't care. I didn't want it. You're not denying me. You're not hurting me. I wasn't even involved in this. All you're doing is wasting trees. Wasting trees with this paper in the mailbox. Fucking bullshit. Oh, Witchcraft says, Canada, free healthcare. I book boy in the UK. Thank the Lord for UK free healthcare. See, I bet you guys pay higher taxes, and I've always been like, well, fuck that bullshit. But now that I realize how much they're just dicking around, how clogged up the system is, oh, it's ridiculous. I will say this, as far as my week is gone, every customer service person who I've spoke to this week was very helpful because it was just ridiculous, man. Anyways, what's been going on with skateboarding and YouTube? Well, yesterday I did the world's longest board stall. I'm really running out of ideas. First off, I had to do something easy because I wasn't sure if I fell and rolled my ankle, if I would be in debt for the rest of my life. I wasn't sure if my insurance went through. So thankfully, we got it figured out. As far as the troll channel, Steve Hates Skating, I've made my final video making fun of T-Funk. I feel like we have to move on. We can't keep going to the same joke, and to be honest, it's not that funny anymore. So moving on to the next topic, somewhere in Las Vegas. True story. I've been seeing the memes. Although you can't believe everything you see, but it seems like a plausible story. Someone in Las Vegas lost their toe. Like you're on your foot, a toe. Toenail included. Fell off of their foot and got left in the middle of the street, and some random passerby found it, took a photo of it, and posted it on Facebook, and now it's all over Facebook and Twitter, and the caption just says, "Hey, somebody in Las Vegas is missing a toe." And I don't know why that's funny to me. There's someone who's always in my chat, love my toe, but that's the first thing I thought of. And it also makes me think of, if you guys remember, years ago, there was a story of somebody at Wendy's. Wendy's nuts are in your mouth. They found a human finger in their chili, and then they tried to sue Wendy's for putting a finger in their chili, like a detached finger. I don't remember exactly how that story went down. I think, well, first off, they're gonna find out. Like, there's a fingerprint still attached to the finger. They found out who did it. They found out whose finger it was. I would love to be in the room when the first idea popped into their mind, like, damn, I fucked up my finger, dude. Chopped my finger off on accident, trying to use a Sawzall. And like, oh, you did? So your finger's off. Yeah, dude, they stitched it up, but I couldn't find my finger. But then I found it the next day in the shed. Oh, well, shit. I don't know how open-minded you are, but we need to put that finger in some Wendy's chili and try to sue the company. Oh, that's a great idea. High five. Ow. Ow. That really hurt my finger since I no longer have a finger, dude. That's a real story, by the way. That really happened. That's what I was thinking about. It also reminds me of, if you guys remember Kenan and Kel, there was an episode where Kel was eating a can of tuna. Oh no, he fed tuna to Kenan, and then Kenan ingested a screw, and there was a screw in the tuna, and then they tried to sue the tuna company. Come on, you guys got to remember that. I specifically remember they went to court and they were going to settle out of court, and they were like, okay, we're going to offer you a year's supply of tuna. And Fool said, you might as well give me a year's supply of screws. Holy shit, dude. I dropped the screw in the tuna. Okay, listen, if that's before your time, we need to, after the podcast, we'll find it on YouTube. You guys have to watch it. Speaking of old shows that I really, really always enjoyed is Rob and Big. And I'm wondering how we can go back in time and watch Rob and Big, because the topic came up the other day. Also, by the way, you guys might be interested in this topic. Real life topic at the bar, two drunk guys are having, not knowing that I'm right next to them, not knowing that I'm the legendary YouTube skateboarding guy. They go, so I don't know who's more of a legend in skating, Rob Dyrdek or Bam Margera. And one guy's like, well, Rob's more tech, and Bam's more like big stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, these two fucking idiots. What are they rambling about? Like, it was a serious conversation. Like, we can't just drink your beer and talk about sports. You guys have to bring up the age-old debate of Bam Margera versus Rob Dyrdek. I guarantee you Rob and Big was better than any episode of fucking whatever Bam was doing. What was Bam's show called? Not Jackass. Didn't he have one where he just lived with his parents? What the fuck was that called? where he goes like, my name's Bam Margera and I do whatever the fuck I want. And then, what was that fucking show called? Bam and Friends? Viva la Bam, thank you. I could not think of that. Bam and Friends? Can you imagine tuning into Bam and Friends? So, if anyone has, long story short, if anyone has any information on how I can go back and watch Robin Big, I would love to do that. R.I.P. Big Black, by the way. I remember as far back as when the DC video did like the pilot for Big being a security guard, but I think they also had an extended pilot on the DVD, which I'm sure eventually is what got them a show together. But that show was so good. You know what else show on MTV that was so good? I don't remember what it was called, but 3 6 Mafia had their own show where they just did shit. It was just like Robin Big, but it was two of the guys from 3 6 Mafia. That show was so great. Really loved it, man. There's a lot of good shows out there that not everybody gets to see. I have some show recommendations for you guys, but I'll save that for the end. Longest boardstall, we already talked about that, man. We are cruising through this podcast. We've only been going 11 minutes. I'm done with half of my topics, so I guess we might as well do trivia. Who would like to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack mailed directly to you as long as you live in America and possibly Puerto Rico, maybe Alaska? I'll ask you again. Do you want these nuts in your mouth? All you have to do is answer this trivia question correctly, and it's a little bit weird. It's always a little bit weird, but this one some of you should know. First person to get the trivia question correct in the chat wins this shit. The question is, which beer is from, quote, the land of the sky blue waters? Which beer? And I've drank this beer on stream several times. In fact, we have a running joke about this beer that may or may not include being a hard-ass motherfucker. I don't know. Bruce Wayne says hams. Hams is the correct answer. If you guys aren't familiar with the joke, one day I was in the liquor store buying a 12-pack of hams, and I set it down, and the guy was like, hams? I've never seen that beer. And I was like, yeah, it's one of the best. He goes, hams, what does it like stand for something? And my friend Gonzo said, yeah, it stands for hard-ass motherfucker shit. And I never forgot that now, until the end of time, if I ever see a hams in a bar or in the wild at a liquor store, I cannot resist saying hard-ass motherfucker shit. Anyways, Witchcraft said Coors Light. iBookBoy said Coors. The Sky Blue Waters. I think you guys are thinking of the beer where the mountains turn blue. And that was, in fact, the wrong answer. You have been dismissed. What was that show? Weakest Link? You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Dude, you get somebody on there with like a really gnarly anger problem, like, you're the weakest link. Goodbye. Like, why are you being so fucking rude? Just runs up and punches that chick in the face. Oh, so after the podcast, by the way, congratulations to Bruce Wayne. Send me a DM. So after the podcast, our plan, listen, my plan, I don't want to get too controversial here because we usually do that. And I'm it's getting scary here on Twitch. I wanted to go downtown to Fremont Street, the Fremont Street Experience, and have a slice of pizza. But I just found out during the pre-show of the podcast that there's going to be a video released on the news and on the internet of 5 police officers beating a man to death. And I thought to myself, do I want to be in a crowd of people when this video comes out? Because I'm sure there's going to be riots all over the country. And as far as this city goes, as far as protests and parades and shit, it all happens right there on Fremont Street. I don't know if I want to go over there and have a slice of pizza in my hand when buildings are getting burned down and glasses are exploding and Molotov cocktails are going off and shit. I don't know if I want to be there for that. So maybe we'll take it back to Olive Garden. I imagine we'll be safe there. Maybe Applebee's. Maybe get a bottomless Appletini or something. Because I think it's going to be fucked. I've learned with these type of scenarios, you kind of got to expect the worst. So we'll probably not do the pizza. Plus, you know what? It was probably meant to be. Something's happened for a reason. I was going to go with my friend Nick, and he just texted me. He said, I have to take my dog to the vet. He takes his dog to the vet. Who knows? Maybe his dog is trying to warn him not to go downtown. So we'll chill out on that. Love In-N-Out, but that place is probably not safe either, right? I haven't read the article, but in the scenario that all 5 officers are white, and if the person they beat was black, In-N-Out's not a safe place to be, because it's only white people in there, all blonde, reading Bible verses. This target number 1 is going to be In-N-Out. Okay. No more jokes. Moving on. I watched a little documentary on this guy that was putting bombs in the mail on Netflix, the Unibomber. I hope I'm not saying the wrong guy. Really fascinating fucking documentary. I didn't know anything about the guy. It was a little bit before my time. I think a lot of those bombings happened in the 80s. But holy shit, what a unique documentary. I mean, I usually don't watch shit on like serial killers or bombers or prisoners. I don't really care about those shows too much, but whatever. I just scrolled over, I clicked it. I watched all 4 episodes. It was really interesting. Super interesting. And they killed that guy, right? Is he dead? Did they execute him? I don't know. It seems like, well, actually, he looked old in that documentary. I forget how long ago the 80s were. 40 years ago. He probably died of old age. I'm just kidding. Everyone in the chat room right now who was around for that period just got fucking attacked. Okay, so I watched that. Pretty interesting. I also watched a little mini documentary called The Pez Outlaw. Now, when I was very young, we had Pez, right? They're little fucking toys. You open them up and it shoots a little piece of candy out and you eat the candy. And the Pez would have like little animals' heads on it, like a little hippo head or giraffe head. And that's the extent of what I knew about Pez. But it turns out for toy collectors, that shit was like a big deal. So I watched this documentary about toy collectors in like the 90s collecting Pez. And these motherfuckers thought they were in like the fucking mafia. They had a dude fly to Europe so that he could get unreleased European Pez, and he would like sneak into the factory. He'd be paying people under the table to get a duffel bag full of Pez and take them back to America so that he could sell them for $50 each, and he would get thousands of them. And eventually he got a whole like truck filled with them and he became known as the Pez Outlaw because the leader of the American Pez company was like trying to sue this guy, and they sent like private investigators after him. It's so interesting. You guys definitely want to check out Pez Outlaw. If any of that sounded mildly interesting, you should definitely check it out. And the last movie I want to share with you guys, especially for the ladies. I know there's a couple ladies in here, and ladies like to watch movies that make them cry. And I do too. Basically, I am basically an old lady. I'm the guy that's like taking bubble baths with a candle going, Epsom salt. That's me. Just watching Grey's Anatomy. No, I'm joking. Anyways, I watched a movie that was so like tear jerky. It's called Paddleton. And I'll sum it up pretty quickly. These 2 guys are best friends. One guy gets terminal cancer. And the rest the rest gets really deep. And it's so sad. But, I don't know. Kind of makes you feel good. It's kind of, the way that they directed it kind of looks like an indie film. So there's not really a plot. There's not really, the dialogue seems all improv, which is probably just to the credit of the actors. But yeah, they killed it. Yeah, I smoked some weed. I watched that shit. I'm like, oh shit, that motherfucker's gonna die. Really great though. I would definitely say check it out. It's called Paddleton. Padd Elton. L-E maybe? E-Elton? I don't know, man. No one knows. So I have a story of me being dumb. Could you imagine me telling a story about me being dumb? So I met this chick at the bar the other day, and we were hitting it off. We were making jokes. This random chick, never met her before. I think she worked at the bar. We got to talking about cooking. She says she makes noodles from scratch, like Italian pasta from scratch. I said, oh, I could do like a mean Alfredo from scratch. And then I was like, man, we should cook together. You should come over sometime next week. I said, we should exchange numbers. Everything's going great. Flirting. Everything seems fun. And even if it's not like too flirty, it's still fun, right? And we exchanged numbers, and I wrote, this is Steve-O, because that's what all my friends call me, Steve-O. This is Steve. And then she writes back, Ty, T-Y. And I interpreted that as thank you. I'm just like, oh, damn, okay, I'm Steve, and you're welcome, I guess. Turns out her name was Ty, and I didn't fucking understand that until today. Until a week later, she sent me a friend request. It says Ty. I thought the TY would usually mean like thank you. So I'm like, I thought she ignored me. Like, we're not friends no more. Fuck you. Okay, whatever, bitch. I'm cool. Whatever. Fuck you, dude. You're fucking welcome. Eat shit and die, you dumb bitch. And then it turns out I'm just a stupid fucking idiot. Oh, yeah. It turns out her name was Ty the whole time. Who else in the world would that ever happen to? Like, why is it always me? Speaking of ladies, again, I don't want to get too political. On my Twitter, it's been blowing up with these, I just read what Keith wrote. You're pretty hot. Here's my number and name. Her, Ty. Thank you. I appreciate that. Better luck next time, you ugly fucking asshole. Like, that'd be her talking to me. Thank you, but no thanks. What? Like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm busy. I'm married. I have to wash my hair that day. Fuck you. Speaking of controversial shit. So funny, dude. That could only happen to me. So fucking stupid. So Pfizer is like under fire right now for, I don't even know really what it is. Like, maybe they're fucking up these vaccines or mutations. I don't listen. I just told you how dumb I am via text message. So you give me some article about vaccines and Pfizer's and mRNA and spike proteins. I don't know what any of it means. I could barely fucking figure out health insurance. I could barely figure that out. And I needed the help of like 3 customer service people to figure it out. So anyways, Pfizer's under fire. They filmed this guy. They secretly filmed him. And I guess he said a bunch of, I don't know, like super damning things about Pfizer, doing something super illegal, right? They're hurting the American people in some way. So they filmed this guy, like dropping all these bombs, and he doesn't know he's being filmed. Anyways, then they caught up with him days later, and they confronted him. They said, hey, we have all this hidden video of you. Now we want to know, like, do you have a statement? We have this video of you saying some fucked up shit. Do you want to make a statement? And this guy fucking loses his goddamn mind. He loses his mind once he finds out that he was being filmed, and once he realizes that he gave away all these crazy fucked up secrets about how Pfizer's killing Americans or something like that, he goes nuts. He goes, that's not me. I was lying. That's not me. Who are you? What are you doing here? I'm calling the police. And he freaks out. The biggest meltdown. And he starts not knowing where he is. He's like, is this real? Are you real? What is happening? Who are you? Cameras, what's happening? You're weird. This is not true. What's happening? This is absurd. Call the police. Leave. Don't leave. Leave, but don't leave. And it reminded me a long time ago, I caught my girlfriend cheating on me. And I sent her a text message. And I said, something along the lines of, I don't know if you know this, but the guy that you just cheated on me with, I grew up with him. So we happen to know each other. I didn't know that you knew him, but the guy that you just cheated on me with, I know him. This bitch went berserk. This lady lost her fucking mind. I was probably in my early 20s at the time. This bitch said, what? No, I don't know him. That wasn't me. That was someone else. Who even knows him? What's his number? Why are you going behind my back to talk to my friends? You don't know him? And she lost her fucking mind, and I had a flashback when I watched this guy from Pfizer get caught doing something fucked up. He had the exact same reaction as my ex-girlfriend. And, which leads me to believe whatever they're saying about Pfizer, probably true. Either that or that guy thinks he's going to get murdered by the government. But it brought back those weird, like, red flag memories of people being in super denial and just being caught off guard. And they go in this crazy, frantic panic mode. And that's what I thought of. I think this Pfizer shit came out yesterday. I hope I don't get fucking... Listen, the government, I don't know what's going on. This whole topic is about a cheating girlfriend. Don't come kill me, all right? Don't Epstein me. Anyways, yeah, that's it. That's every topic I have for today. I hope you guys had a great week. How long did we make it today? We made it 28 minutes. We always try to go 45 minutes, but that's it. Can I get a hell yeah from everybody in the chat? We're not going to end the stream, but the podcast is going to be over soon. If you tuned in late, which I noticed some of you guys did tune in late, you can always catch the repeat of the podcast every Sunday. Comes out on iTunes, on Podbean, podcast app, on Spotify, even on YouTube. Comes out on all those different platforms. Let me get a, oh, hell yeah. So if you guys ever want to watch this, maybe on your way to work, maybe on your way to school, maybe you're a little baby and you're walking to school. Oh my God, the other day, a lot of you guys know, it just reminded me. I walked home from the bar the other day, shit hammered. Just shit, slurring my speech, shit hammered. If I would have got behind the wheel of a car, it would have been a rough situation. So I walked home and I opened up my stream and started streaming myself walking home. Oh, complete disaster. If you guys ever want to know what it would be like to like live with me, just find a video of me walking home drunk and be like, oh, that's why you're a piece of shit. That's why you're terrible. Just slur, stinking. Probably smell like cigarettes and stink. Old beer. Anyways, shout out to everyone who made it to the end of the podcast. Grog, Late Bloomer, Liam, Love and Skate, iBookBoy, Bruce Wayne, Love My Toe, Grog, Keith Skates. I appreciate all you guys for being here. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I also want to thank you guys for the resubscribes. Color resubscribed. iBookBoy resubscribed. Fuck, who is it? Mr. Jesus resubscribed. Shrando rated. We got a bunch of new follows. See, that's why you got to tune in live. You miss all the fun, all the action. You also miss all the fuck-ups. Because if you're listening to this on Sunday, you don't see all the times I messed up. Because I have to take breaks. Sometimes I have to cough. Sometimes I laugh too hard. Sometimes I say something stupid and I go, oh shit. I'm going to get demonetized on YouTube again. So I encourage you guys to watch the podcast live right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Try not to get caught in the riots if they happen. I don't know. I'm kind of changing my plans based on this. And yeah, be safe out there. Have a great weekend. As I always say, don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. Oh yeah, next time you come to the podcast, send money. Ty. Thank you. Stupid.